Thank you.
That was fantastic. Ladies and gentlemen, President Clinton. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a special treat this year. President Clinton has agreed to do a format where we've received President Clinton a wonderful amount of responses, and people want to ask you a couple questions tonight. So I thought we'd just get right into it.
That's what lawyers do.
So President Clinton, we'll just get right to it. Here's the first question. Do you think there should be a constitutional amendment to permit former two-term presidents to become president again?
First of all, any such amendment should not and would not presumably apply to anybody now or previously in office. No, really, that's typically the way you do it, so I believe that. So let's just posit that. I believe in the two-term limit. We violated it only once because of Franklin Roosevelt in World War II. By the time he got elected to the fourth term, as we all know, he only had 5 months to live. I think if you let a president serve too long, you do run certain risks, and I think there's so much talent in this country, a lot of people can do this job with the right kind of support. But I do think that there may be times when, since we're living longer and we're maintaining our capacity to function longer, Hillary and I just hosted a 90th birthday party for a friend of ours that works at least 40 hours every week. She's a real hoot. And I think that maybe you ought to be able to bring somebody back. So what I would favor is a consecutive limit of 2 terms, or the way the 22nd Amendment works today. If you become president as vice president, let's say, and you serve one day more than 18 months of one term, you can only run for 1 term. I'd leave it just like it is, but say after you've been out 4 years, or let's say 8 years, if the country wanted to call somebody back because they had a particular expertise in a certain area, I might let them do it, even if it was just for 1 term. That's what I think. But I wouldn't apply it to me, to President Obama, or anybody who served before. It can't look self-serving. It only works if it's something that's good for America over the long run. And look, I love that job. It's a good thing we had the 2-term limit, or you'd have had to vote me out or keep me out in the pine box. I liked it. But I do believe that George Washington was right to refrain. I think that Theodore Roosevelt, who could have gotten a 2nd term, but he served over 7 years because William McKinley was assassinated early in the first year of his 2nd term. I think these guys, they knew something. And keep in mind, America was born out of a desire to be free from the arbitrary exercise of excessive government power. And our framers wrote the Constitution in a way that almost guaranteed slowdowns and frustration that all of us, whatever our politics, have at various times found maddening. It's a price they were willing to pay to stop people from having to live under arbitrary, excessive executive power. So I would change it, but only to that extent.
That's fantastic. Great answer. President Clinton,